Is that one of the more difficult decisions these days for coach to make?
I think it's a pretty honest piece for the coach not to get involved because he has a personal interest, and I certainly understand, the judicial system goes in and finds out what they can find out, and remember, they're going to do it, what's best in the community, okay? And then the school comes to what would be rules of conduct, and it's going to be, again, it's going to be, an untampered group, amount of evidence, and for me, it's hard not to get involved, but it's the worst thing that you can do. So
the fact that the decision wasn't made by you, but now you're here today having to answer questions about it, is that also kind of difficult?
Well, I'm for the process. In other words, there's a bunch of people that weighed in on this, and I'm saying, great. I'll take a group, a transparent decision, and I think that's what we're getting.
One last thing about that, Brenda Tracy, I'm sure you know who she is. She tweeted that a one-game suspension is, we believe the victim, we just don't think you matter. That may be kind of harsh in this case, but she's not a fan of the one-game suspension. Any comment about what she had to say?
Yeah, I personally not even going to go there. It's a personal view of what is a collective decision, and you don't think I had a personal view? I promise you I did.
Do you, in what specific way has Puka shown to you that he regrets his involvement in this situation?
Spoken and will speak. Spoken to me and was very regretful. I have no play in it, but I'm just telling you, I've heard him say, and he has owned up to his interaction on that specific time. So I'm good with that.
Do you feel like he at all feels like he's a victim at all in this? And do you feel like that's important for him not to feel that way?
Yeah, I think he has to, and we all do, when we deal with women, you have to make sure that there is not a chance that there's any violence, because it's wrong. And I think I guess what I'm saying is, having been around him and knowing his disposition, I feel comfortable that the decision was a quality one.
And you don't feel like he believes that he's a victim of the situation?
Yeah, I don't. He's never put himself in that position. Although 7.5 months ago he walked outside that football meeting room and never returned for 7.5 months, and the many different community services and a class that he's about to take. So he has, served notice that he wants to do the things that he needs to do to rectify this situation.
In the last 5 or so years, there's been more attention on violence against women and athletes. I mean, has that changed the way you approach these situations or handle them?
I have. This is the first time that I have had, little or no interaction. But I have to be honest with you too. I have always opened my team camp with. There's 3 women in my family, 2 daughters and a wife, and if you think when you come to me that you're getting somebody that's sympathetic to your cause, you are not. if you've mistreated women. So that's been pretty comfortable for me, and I think our kids, I think the general population understands that.
Unless you won 70% of your games, national championship, why did it take this long to get this opportunity?
I think I had to be a right fit, and I needed also to be with a guy that I could speak with and that would, see it the same way I did. Jeff and I both were at Michigan together. Jeff Long, the athletic director, and I know that he wants to win, and the opportunity for him to invest in that is something that we'll do.
In recruiting, obviously, after being away from it, how is that for you, and how is it recruiting to Kansas, and what's the message?
Well, there's always an academic message, and we're graduating our guys at 81%, and the team GPA is a 2.81, and I think at some point in time, the opportunity to come away with a credential that will give you a forum to launch a career is tremendously important. And frankly, it's a beautiful place, and the people there, they want a winner. And I like playing for a crowd of people that'll make a lot of noise and they'll say, we want to win.
How do you do it with the scholarship limitations?
The managing your roster is awfully important. I think there's a simplistic view. One, if they can do it in basketball, lose one, get one, they ought to be able to do it in football as well. So I think we're, hopefully, there's enough conversation at the collegiate head coach level that there's a need to manage your roster better. And the portal, the early departure to the NFL, injuries, all these reduce your roster, and you have to be able to put men back in place, or you'll have issues with injury. And I think it's one of the things that I would like to change if I could. I wouldn't change much, but I would like to see the ability to manage the roster to turn over more to the head coaches.
What's the state of the quarterback competition heading into camp? And do you have like a timeline for?
No, one thing I've never felt comfortable about was making a early declaration on who the starter was and who wasn't. So I'm gonna let it play out, and I promise you, the guy that takes the field in the first game will give us the best opportunity to win.
What you mentioned, McVitie and Stanley. Are those two guys?
Those are the two guys in competition. You betcha. And with McVitie is slightly.
Changing the subject, what were your initial thoughts whenever Jalen transferred from Alabama to OU?
I thought that was a great spot for him to go. Considering that I wasn't necessarily at Kansas at the time, but I think he's a tremendous player. I think they'll surely enjoy him.
So are you a little scared now, facing OU? You think he could maybe pull out another Heisman, or what are your thoughts on that?
I'm not concerned about a Heisman so much. I just want to play well, and if we play well, it'll give us a chance to win.
How's the league changed your time at Oklahoma State last? How does your approach at Kansas change from what you did at Oklahoma State?
This conference has changed some. Air raid is not even really what it is. It's, they're just chunking the ball down the field. And I think you'll find that we'll have the ability to hit long throws, but we're going to try to be balanced and have the ability. If we need to throw the ball to win the game, we want to throw the ball to win the game. If we need to run the ball to win the game, we're going to run the ball to win the game. But that's the that's the view. So, balance.
You feel the difference of a basketball first school like KU versus a football first school like LSU?
I have enjoyed watching the basketball team. I enjoy Coach Self. I think that what he's done is certainly proof that it can be done at Kansas in football. So.
Draw some on what they did a little more than a decade ago in terms of trying to
12-1 in about 2007. The Mangino team was just exactly what you want to do. And what they did is they hit on a quarterback that was not necessarily, not everybody's recruit, and they played as a team. And I personally, that's just what we want to do.
How did you know you still had the fire to coach?
How did I know?
Yeah, decided to come back.
Who did I fire?
No, how did you know you still had the fire to be a head coach?
Oh, I still have the fire. I can only tell you it's the thing I want to do. I want to take a team to the field, prepare them to play, and then take that same team, and put them on a game field and play for victory. And that to me is what I want to do, and it really is who I am.
Was there any doubt when you left LSU that you would come back and coach again?
No, there really wasn't. I wanted to be with the right guy. It could have happened that it was not the right AD or the right situation, but when Jeff Long came to Kansas, I was pleased.
What are your thoughts on the University of Texas and what Tom Herman is building, and how much are you looking forward to that game?
Yeah, well, they're a talented team. It's a team that, frankly, will continue to improve. Coach Herman will do a great job there, and it'll be a great competition.
Wes, do you miss anything about your acting career yet?
I got to be honest with you. I don't really miss the acting career, but I did enjoy making things work. In other words, telling the story and showing up on the set, and there was some live play, if you will, that did not happen, if you weren't in the room. So in other words, the plays that you're making on this field, they're making on a film set, and it's the right thing to say, and it's how you say it, and it's to depict the story, and that is the team aspect. Depict the story, and when you get a chance to give a line, it's your time to contribute, and and there's a lot of similarities between a acting team and a football team.
Have you been impressed with what Coach O has done at LSU since
Have I been approached with
Coach O at LSU? Coach Oregon?
Yeah,
Impressed.
about what?
Coach O at LSU, what he's done.
Oh,
Have you been impressed with what he's
yeah. I think he's on path.
What you had to change the mindset, obviously, at Oklahoma State from disarray and losing into a winner. How did you do it then? Is there a Les Miles way to change the mindset of a program?
Well, I can tell you that it involves effort and energy, and the one thing that I'm going to say is I am not going to coach effort and energy, that I have to have a team that pursues effort and energy, because then that allows me, I know they're going to tackle, I know they're going to block, and I know that they're going to have effort and energy. I now can turn the game plan and calls and make a difference. And but we all have to commit first that we will play with great effort and energy.
Was getting that message across the first thing you had to do?
First thing I had to do, and I will do it repeatedly, until which time we get to the point where this team is doing it.
How do you personally measure success in year one beyond just wins and losses?
You know, I've been asked that several times, and I think it's a real good question. I will never put a cap on my team, on any team that I coach, and so I, you know, go to a bowl game. That's certainly a positive step, right? I think if you give yourself that opportunity to continue to improve, you can win some very significant games in the back end of a season. And if you win significant games in the back end of a season, you maybe have the opportunity to play for a championship. So I'm not gonna put a top on it. Okay, it's going to happen one game at a time. It's going to happen after a good summer camp, a camp where we stay injury free, and you know but we continue to build and work on what will be, you know, the Kansas Jayhawk culture.